Zozo. Zozo the clown. That is so creepy.
Monica?
What the?
Monica, what are you doing?
Hey!
Monica!
What are you doing?
Oh my god, Monica! Well, hey guys, and welcome back. As many of you know, I am working on a feature narrative film. It is a teen adventure thriller where one of the main characters is a YouTuber slash vlogger, which is basically the main reason why I started this channel. But what many of you might not know is that the basic premise for the film was based on a true story that happened to me when I was in high school. So when I was in high school, I met this girl. Hi, I'm Frank. Well, hi, I'm Lee. I introduced her to one of my best friends at the time. Hey, I'm Andrew. They started dating and we all hung out at her house quite often. Very soon we all started noticing lots of strange things happening. Faucets would just turn on, lights would turn on and off.
Oh my god.
Things falling off the shelf, and TV would just turn off suddenly. Crazy weird stuff happening. So of course we're like, what's going on in your house? And she was just like, oh yeah, I got this ghost in my house. His name's Jonah. He was murdered in my bedroom a long time ago. Wait, what? First of all, how do you know what his name is? And she's like, oh yeah. So we would talk to it on a Ouija board all the time. And yeah, go get that Ouija board because I want to talk to it right now. Yeah, you're moving this, obviously. No, I'm not moving it. It's alright. If you're not moving it, I'm gonna go in the other room. I'll write something down on a piece of paper. If there's a spirit in this house, it will know what I wrote down. So I go in the other room, I write something down, come back in the other room, and I say, okay, if there's a spirit here, what did I write? Stand it back here, and it spelled it out. So at that moment, I'm kind of a believer, so I start asking more questions, and of course it says its name is Jonah. It was murdered in her house. It was actually murdered in her bedroom. He said that it was stabbed. It said that it was murdered like 100 years ago. We are possibly talking to someone who was murdered in this house. Let's go find the records. I go down to the town hall and find out, yes, indeed, this house is well over 100 years old. But there's no record of a Jonah ever living there, or at least not on the records. So I thought, okay, well maybe we go to the police station and try to find old murder records. And so I go to the police station, I bluff my way in.
I'm a friend of Sarah Connor. I was told that she's here. Could I see her, please?
Look, it may take a while. I'm gonna wait this bench over there.
I created a fake assignment sheet, got to their records, and I went through everything. Couldn't find a single Jonah in there. Meanwhile, we kept going back to the house, talking to this thing, and it would do all these like weird stuff. It would always mess with my friend. The spirit didn't like my friend being close to her because I guess the spirit was really attached to her, kind of spoke through her almost. She always had to have her hand on the cursor in order for it to move, which was kind of creepy. But one crazy thing that would happen was, as long as her hand was on the cursor, it would answer. But I got to a point where I could ask questions in my head and it would answer them on the Ouija board. Long story short, he used to do lots of weird, creepy things to my friend. Used to mess with him a lot. We never did find out whether or not there was somebody named Jonah who was living in the house that was murdered, and that was kind of, would like to play tricks on us. Maybe it was a friendly sort of ghost that was kind of like to play games with us. Or if this thing was sort of an evil spirit, if you will, who was pretending to be sort of nice just so that we wouldn't be afraid and would still be able to get close to her. Anyway, I used that story as the basis for the script for Jonah. Of course, I took it and made it into this longer thing, and I gave it more of a crazy ending, and that's it. If you guys out there have a creepy, scary experience with ghosts out there, please share them with me in the comments below. If you have any questions about my experience or the film or filmmaking, let me know. Just leave them in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe and ding that bell so you can get a notification. And just as always, I'll see you later.